Hi guys, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something that I am very excited to do. Since I started watching BookTube, these type of videos were some of my favorite ones to watch, and I'm really excited to finally be able to do it as well myself. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. Super excited to do it. I always love to watch other people do it and just discuss the best and the worst books for them for the first half of the year. Very happy to be doing that one as well. And without further ado, let's get into the questions. Question number one is, what is the best book that you've read so far in 2020? And for me, it's gotta be The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I heard so many good things about this book and the Mistborn trilogy in general before I actually picked it up, so I didn't think that the books could actually meet my expectations. But I was really surprised and I was really delighted. I really fell in love with the story, fell in love with the characters. The magic system was super interesting and really something different. In the story, we follow a group of people who live in a world after the bad guy won, and the magic system in this world is based around metals, and there are people who are able to control them and there are people who are not. Super interesting, highly recommended. I am planning to start reading the second part of this trilogy this month, so I'll probably be starting the second book in this trilogy really soon. And yeah, definitely something that I completely fell in love with and got immersed in the world. So yeah, the best read of 2020 so far. Question number two is, what is the best sequel that you've read in 2020 so far? For me, this year has been all about starting new series and reading first books in the series. And discounting all the rereads that I've done, I only read 2 sequels. One of them was Saga comic book, and the other one is the one that I'm gonna go for in here. So for the best sequel that I've read this year, I'm gonna go for The Subtle Knife. So this is a sequel to The Northern Lights. This is the second book in the trilogy called His Dark Materials. Essentially, in the first book, we follow Lyra, who really generally speaking has to save the world. This is a fantasy book, so there's magic, there's magical elements to it, and I haven't loved it as much as some other fantasies that I've read this year. I still think that it was a solid sequel and in general a solid book. Probably the goal for the next 6 months should be reading the sequels to the series that I've started and in general finishing the series, but I can't promise you that. This is my thing, not finishing series or like taking a long time to finish the series. Question number 3 is, what are some new releases that you haven't read yet? And I normally am really bad when it comes to picking up books that have just been released. I think the only book that I read that came out this year was the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I need to learn how to speak this title, it's been so long, but either way, there are many books that came out this year up to this point and I haven't picked up yet because I just have so many other things to read that are actually on my shelves now. But I think from the ones that I really am interested in reading are My Dark Vanessa. It's a story about a woman who, when she was a teenager, had some relationship with her teacher, and now she's kind of realizing that it was not out of her choice and that she's been manipulated. Definitely a psychological story. The next one that really caught my attention was Ghosts of Harvard. I think it was some mystery thriller. It was about this guy whose brother, who was schizophrenic, committed suicide, and he's trying to find out what actually happened, if it was actually suicide. I don't know. Sounds really interesting, and it's set in Harvard, so I really like this kind of academia setting, so really interested to pick that one up as well. And then finally, something that I am really interested in picking up soon. I don't own it yet, but definitely on my wish list and definitely on my radar soon will be The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. She's the author of Station 11. It's one of my favorite books, and this is a new release that just came out, I think, in April. and still haven't got around to reading it. I don't know much about the premise, but I know that it is set in a hotel or something, obviously something to do with a hotel, but it's kind of more into the mystery rather than what was the Station 11, which was sci-fi. Definitely interested to pick those ones up. Question number 4 is, what are some new releases that are coming in the second half of 2020 that you are excited for? And as I mentioned already, I really am bad with keeping up with new releases and just knowing what's happening. I normally just find out from other people when a book is coming out. But I think for this one, I'm gonna go with Brandon Sanderson's Rhythm of War. So that is the 4th book in Stormlight Archive series. I haven't read any of the previous ones, but I really enjoyed Sanderson's writing. Obviously, I just read one book by him. Really enjoy the way he writes and the way he structures the story, and just in general, I think he has such great ideas for books. So definitely that series will be on my radar after I finish reading The Mistborn, because I heard so many people saying that that one is even better than Mistborn. I think I'm just gonna go with that one. Question number 5 is, what is your biggest disappointment? And for this one, I have 2 to talk about. The first one being the prequel to The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Got that one right. It was a very big disappointment for me, because I kind of went into it quite skeptical. Even though I was not really expecting a lot, I was underwhelmed by this book, so I have to put it in there. But the second one, which was the biggest disappointment of this year, was Priory of the Orange Tree. I have a dedicated book review in which I talk about the things that I didn't like in that story. So go and check it out if you want to learn my thoughts and why I didn't like it. But in general, I think it's way overhyped, and I couldn't see the positives that people were pinpointing, saying that this book does this well and this well and this well. I just didn't get what was advertised to me. So yeah, very disappointed with that one. Question number 6 is your biggest surprise. And for this one, I must say The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. Going into this book, I really was not expecting to like it as much as I did. It's a very fun and cute story. The gist of it is that 2 people who don't know each other decided to move in together, and they live in the apartment in shifts. They share the bed, they share everything, but they never see each other because they work 2 different shifts. So one person is in the flat during daytime and the other during the nighttime and weekends. This was really cute, really fun to read. Definitely something that was mood lifting. I was not expecting to like the story at all, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. Probably one of my favorite romance books ever. So that says a lot. Definitely biggest surprise so far. Question number 7 is, what is your favorite new author? It can be a debut author, or it can be someone that you've never read before, so just an author that is new to you. I must say, Brandon Sanderson. I absolutely fell in love in the way he writes a story, and in general, as I was already saying, I think for him the ideas are the best things, and the way he writes friendship, the way he writes characters, I really enjoy that. It really speaks to me, and definitely I am going to pick up more of his books. Question number 8 is, what is your newest fictional crush? I don't do these things. I mean, I don't really crush on anyone in the books. If I had to choose someone, I would go for Ellen Venture from The Final Empire. Why not? I mean, he's a rich boy, he's good looking, likes books, he believes in equality. What not to like? Question number 9 is, what is your newest favorite character? And for this one, I must say Willem from A Little Life. I think Willem is just such a beautiful person, and he's just so kind and just a perfect friend. I really adored him. In general, I wouldn't say he's a great character, but he's just a great human being. Same as Harold from A Little Life as well. I think they're both really great. It's just in general the kindness in them and just a good heart. These are the things that make them so great. Question number 9 is, what is a book that made you cry? I normally don't cry reading books. I get emotional, but I never really like full-on cry. But A Little Life destroyed me. I mean, I was sobbing the last 100 pages. I was just not able to read through because my eyes were just like flooded. Definitely something that will make you cry. I don't think any book will ever be able to make me cry as much as A Little Life. But definitely give me some emotional, hard-hitting book recommendation in the comments down below, because sometimes this is what you need. And for the times when you need to cry, I would like to have a book ready for. Question number 11 is a book that made you smile and made you happy. The Flat Share. Definitely The Flat Share. I think, again, it was just such a light-hearted, funny and cute story, and especially the scene in which the two main characters meet. Perfection. Question number 12 is, what is the most beautiful book that you've bought or received this year? And for me, it's gonna be The Deathless Girls. I already showed this book in TBR book tag, but I haven't read it yet. But the cover is just stunning. Honestly, I absolutely adore this cover. I received this book from the publisher because I was a person organizing their publishing party. So as a way of thank you, they gave me that book, and still haven't picked it up, but it just looks great on my shelves. And then finally, question number 13 is, what are some books that you really need to finish by the end of 2020? So many, all of the books on my shelves, but the ones that I really need to get to by the end of this year is definitely Becoming by Michelle Obama, The Secret History by Tona Tart, Wuthering Heights. What else? Oh, Everything I've Never Told You by Selling Ing. Yeah, I think these are the main ones. I'm sure I forgot about some of them, but these are definitely the main ones that I want to read this year. And obviously, like, as I already mentioned, sequels and finishing series, these are the things that I really need to work on. Probably won't be able to finish all the series that I've started this year, but at least I want to make sure that I finish some of them and push through some other ones, because what's the point of just reading one book in a series, right? Okay guys, so that is it for my mid-year book freakout tag. I had really so much fun filming this video. It's such a fun tag to film and for me to watch as well. So let me know down below in the comments your answers to these questions, and just in general let me know how you guys doing this year, if you're reading as much as you plan to, and if you're reading good books, or if you are happy with your reading in general. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for some more bookish content. Again guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video soon. Bye.